What's going on, guys? Zaman here from Team Emporium, and in today's video we have got the Salamangreat deck profile. So as you guys can kind of see, it's a bit different than the usual Salamangreat deck profile. Slightly different choices and stuff, but before I get into that, don't forget to like the video, comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, where we post updates about the channel, we show our fun new videos, and we just chat with you all in general. It's a lot of fun. We really hope you guys join us there. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So starting off with the Salamangreat package, we have got our one Gazelle, Spinny, Foxy, Falco, and two Jaguar. So I decided to go with this package. Personally, I found that having too many Salamangreats, a lot of them really don't do anything from your hand and don't give you enough advantage from your hand. So I preferred to cut it down to just 6 Salamangreat main deck monsters. I was running 2 Foxy and 2 Spinny just because they do a little bit more from hand, but I just don't think they do enough. These give you better advantage from the graveyard, and this is the only one you really want in hand. Gazelle, obviously, don't need to say much about that. Best Salamangreat main deck monster. Spinny just gets you a free body, basically. Foxy, main reason I like it, it's a graveyard effect where you special summon it and pop a face-up card on the field. That's the main reason I like it there. Falco doesn't really do much from your hand, and Jaguar is there for its recursion of being able to shuffle a Salamangreat back into the deck to then special summon itself to a zone that a Salamangreat monster points to. So that is the Salamangreat lineup in terms of the main deck monsters. Continuing on now with the Cyberus cards, we have got, of course, our 3 Lady Debug. So the best normal summon we've got. Ideally, the only normal summon we want is Lady Debug. Normal summon this and you get to search a level 3 or lower Cyberus monster. It's fantastic, gets you advantage and lets you start off your combos. Next, in terms of the Cyberus monsters, we've got the newest addition to the deck, Parallel Exceed. So Parallel Exceed special summons itself to a zone that link monster points to when you link summon, and then special summons one from the deck. Basically, giving you 2 free bodies for the price of absolutely nothing. It's great, and it gives you a free rank 4, so it allows Salamangreats a bit more versatility in their plays and allows them to dictate their tempo against different decks a little bit easier. So that is it for the actual monsters. Now we're going to go into the hand traps. So going off, we got 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Best hand trap in the format, best hand trap in the game, arguably. Definitely a staple that will be around for generations. Definitely pick it up if you haven't already. You should hopefully be able to. Doesn't mean there's been plenty of reprints. Then you got triple Ghost Ogre. I really like Ghost Ogre. It's more so for the Numeron decks that are about being able to hit the Numeron network when it tries to activate its effect, and then it stops it from resolving and stops all the Numeron plays and all the shenanigans right there. And even if not, when you're facing some other decks, if you can drop a Ghost Ogre at the right time, you could really slow down their momentum, and if not, stop the turn. And finally, in terms of the hand traps, we have got PSY-Framegear Gamma and Driver. So Gamma package is really good. The main reason for the hand traps like this is if you have to go second. I didn't want the deck to be too reliant on having to win the dice roll and having to go first. Obviously, this type of deck you do want to go first, but this just gives it a little bit more versatility and be able to survive actually going second. The Gamma package is just too strong. It allows you to stop your opponent from going off and gives you just 2 bodies, and plus even if you open Driver, if you open up a Cynet Mining with it, you can still get some advantage from it, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Now going on to the spells, we got Salamangreat Circle, Salamangreat Sanctuary, and 2 Will of the Salamangreat. So, reason this lineup, seeing some people play 3 Will, I prefer 2, I just think it's a bit too cloggy up. More than 2, and you definitely want to see it, and you kind of want to see it in your hand without having to search it. So definitely 3. Sanctuary is there because you need it. And Circle is just again another searcher, so it's great for the deck and adds to your consistency. Continuing on with consistency, you have got 3 Cynet Mining. Cynet Mining, easily one of the best Cyberse cards out there, and it just lets you start a search off any card, or any of the monsters in your deck, apart from the hand traps of course, but honestly such a good card. It gives you so much advantage, and as I said, you can send some of the cards that you don't want in your hand to the grave to still keep your plays going and generate some better advantage. Next, we got 3 Pot of Desires. So we really like Pot of Desires. You don't want to use it until after you have done all your searching, done all your combos and stuff, because you don't want to risk banishing any of your combo pieces, and with such a small Salamangreat package, that's even more crucial than ever, trying to get all your combos off first. If you do have to use it first, just hope that it doesn't get banished. That's why I have considered running a larger Salamangreat package, but I just really like the way it plays. So that is that. And then, because obviously, as you saw, we run like 9 hand traps in total. You've got Called by the Grave, because every other deck is basically running a ton of hand traps now, because the format is so necessary to run hand traps. So you need Called by the Grave, and even if they don't hand trap you, it's still just another good interruption during your opponent's turn, so you really can't complain. So definitely 3 Called by the Grave. In regards to Ghost Ogre, before I forget, if you don't want to play Ghost Ogre, you could play something else like Effect Veiler, you could play DD Crow, or even Phantasme. They're all usable. Phantasme maybe not as much. Phantasme and DD Crow both format dependent. Veiler is easily splashable as well. And then going on to the traps, we have got Salamangreat Rage and Salamangreat Roar. I like both of these. Roar is great as an Omni Negate, but you do need to have a Salamangreat Link monster on there. But Rage, you can use without the Salamangreat Link monster, you just need a Salamangreat monster. That's why I've considered running that at 2, but I just think at 1 it is better. You don't want to see it too much. And you can send it with Gazelle and then add it back with Sunlight Wolf. So definitely just think that this is the right ratio for that. And completing off the main deck, you've got 3 Infinite Impermanence. Best trap in the deck, one of the best traps in the game. Good for going first, good for going second. You love to see it, and definitely should pick it up if you guys haven't already. So that completes the main deck. Going on into the extra deck now. As you guys would have seen at the start of the video, there was a bit of an odd card there, and that was Elder Entity Entis. So Entis is there more so for the fact of Dogmatica running about. So with Dogmatica you have, I believe it's Maximus, he forces you to send 2 cards from your extra deck to the graveyard. So you will see a lot of people throwing in cards into the extra deck that give them some advantage or interrupt their opponent's plays, and Entis is one of them. If this card's sent to the graveyard, you could pop one of your opponent's cards on the field. So that's why you run that. The other card you'd want to probably send off the Dogmatica card if they force you to do it is Balelynx for that graveyard protection. Now, as you saw earlier, we had Parallel Exceed. Parallel Exceed is for these 2 cards, Bagooska and Abyss Dweller. So Abyss Dweller, obviously, everyone knows it, everyone loves it, or maybe they don't love it. But Abyss Dweller stops all graveyard shenanigans in your opponent's turn. Such a good card, definitely something you should run with Parallel Exceed. Gives you, as I said, it gives you just a free rank 4, and Bagooska as well just stops your opponent from playing on the field as well. Bagooska, really good way to like try and out like dinos. It slows them down unbelievably well, so definitely something you should consider. I really like these. I was playing Tornado Dragon instead of the Entis. I only recently changed that. Tornado Dragon again is a really good one. It gives you a bit more spell trap removal, which the deck doesn't really have much of apart from in the side deck. So yeah, that is it for the Xyz monsters. Going off into the Link monsters, starting off with, of course, Salamangreat Balelynx. Definitely a 3 of. Send it, if it's in the graveyard, gives you protection and lets you get your Sanctuary. And lets you just start off all your combos. And then you got Knightmare Phoenix, not much to be said about that. It's just there for the back row removal again. Not too much there. Then, the best Link monster you got, Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. Gives you all the recursion, lets you add monsters back, lets you add spells and traps back. That was Salamangreat, of course. So, definitely something you want to have at 3. Then you got Update Jammer. It's okay, it's not... You don't go into it too often unless you're pushing for game. But yeah, you kind of need it to push the game a bit more consistently. So Update Jammer is there for that. Next on to the Link 3s, you got 2 Heat Leo. Really like Heat Leo. Again, some more back row removal, spins it into the deck. Not the best, you don't really go into it that often. If you're forced to go into it, you're probably not in the most advantageous state, but it can come in clutch 100%. Definitely recommend Heat Leo there. Then you got Transcode Talker that pairs up with Update Jammer really well, and even if not, pairs up with Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. Really good card, helpful, and that then also helps you get 2 Access Code Talker. So Access Code Talker, of course, is the newest addition into the deck as well, and that is what helps you push the game so easily and lets you just OTK your opponent in no time at all. I have considered playing Splash Mage to give Access Code additional pops. I just don't like it personally, not a fan of it myself, but Access Code Talker is an insanely good card. You can really justify the price. If you guys can't pick it up, because of course it is quite an expensive card, Boral Sword Dragon, definitely something you can consider as well. I just put Access Code because it is easier to get into, but Boral Sword gets the job done just as well. So that will be it for the video. Well, for the deck profile. I didn't have a side deck put together, but if I had to have one, it would probably be Dino Wrestler Pancratops, Mind Control, Red Reboot, all great going second one-ofs. Then you'd also throw in Evenly Matched, Lightning Storm, playset of both of those. I'd have a playset of Solomon Judgment and Gozen Match. So Judgment and Gozen for when you can guarantee going first, and the rest would be for helping you go second and to break your opponent's board. So that will be it for the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. What hand trap you'd run, what you thought of the deck profile, would you run a higher Salamangreat count or a lower Salamangreat count? Let me know, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.